Yo guys, what is going on? It's Fan here again. So today we're going to be doing some more stuff in the Minecraft server, and recently I actually reformatted my PC and I was smart enough this time to actually save out this map, so I'm really happy about that. And I'll just show you the few changes that we've made since the last episode. So we'll take a look at the pool because that was one of the major areas, and this is what we have. I think it turned out really nicely. We've got a wooden platform. We dug this out. I couldn't go any further this way because it actually broke out of the side of the mountain. Now I was actually thinking of just putting a glass wall there so we could actually see outside. I might do that in the future, I'm not quite sure. So we've got a little area here which is the ladders up and down, and I decided to put in a bit of a diving board. I wanted to put it at the other end but I just didn't have the room. So we've got something here which is quite cool. And yeah, I think it turned out really cool. So really happy about that. And we're going to head up top because I'm going to show you something else as well. I've got an enchanting table. So I basically got the obsidian, I got the diamonds and the book. The book was actually a pain in the ass to make because they changed it. Instead of having free paper, they actually changed it to having a leather, which it never used to be that. They've actually changed that to Xbox 360, which is bullshit. But hey ho, I've got an enchanting table. It's not really working because I've only got one bookshelf here because, well, I don't have enough sugarcane. So that's one thing I'm working on our farm up above. I've also got a item here which is basically a dispenser. So the way I've made it is I dug 7 blocks down, and then because it doesn't go after the 7th block, I've put lava at the end, so it basically just destroys whatever block is there. So that is really cool as well. I've been basically smelting some stone because I need some stone for what we're going to make today. And what we're going to make today is we're going to make a cobblestone generator. Now because we are, just need to be careful here. Actually, let me whip out a big old sword because there were creepers around before. And because we are kind of on a mountainside, and of course there's plenty of cobblestone around here, but I don't want to be digging around my area. And I know there's a canyon down there, but I think having a cobblestone generator to have cobblestone when I need it, just to be on hand, is actually quite a decent thing. So I'm actually going to be building it over here, and we've actually already got quite a big gap already dug out, which is really good. So we'll probably end up digging it around here, but I do need to be careful because my house comes down around here. You might actually be able to see it here. This is where the lava is, I believe. It's around this area. Yeah, I believe it's here. I think it's, yeah, it's here. So I need to be careful, but I think this should be at least far enough away. So the way we've got to make it is, it's got to be 3 deep. So I'm going to grab some cobblestone and just make it 3 deep. This is currently 1, 2, 3. That's actually perfect. And it's got to be 5 by 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'll make it around here. And I think that should be okay actually. And then we'll do it this side. So that's 1, 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. So there seems good enough. And hopefully you can hear me alright. Because obviously I reformatted my computer, all my settings aren't particularly great, so I'm just kind of adjusting them. Now for me personally, the music is a little bit loud, so I'll just turn it down a tiny bit. And then we'll get cracking on this, and preferably before it gets too dark. So the cobblestone generator is a decent idea. I think they fixed it so you can only actually go up 10 blocks with cobblestone. Any higher than that it just doesn't work. I was doing some test runs on my test world, and it worked out okay, because I like to do some tests before I build it, because, you know, I don't want to bore you guys with doing mistakes and whatnot. So let's grab another pickaxe, and we've got one more here. Now I am going to have to go get some more water at some point, and the reason for that is because I just don't have enough buckets. So that should be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably do it this side. So that's 1, 2, 3. That actually worked out really well. Now I'm just going to grab some of this dirt because I'm going to have to fill in this area here, just because this is where everything's going to kind of end. So I want it just a little bit secure, like so. And I'll go around these edges at some point and just neaten it up. But basically what we need to do now is grab our redstone, put it around the edges, and this is going to power our pistons. So what we're going to need to do is we need to dig out the inner gap here, which is just the inner column, like so. Very straightforward. And then we need to get our pistons, and we need to put pistons in a plus sign, like so, leaving the gap in the middle and all over corners. Now this is where the lever's going to be. Now it is getting dark, so I'm going to go sleep. But before I go and sleep, just want to make sure, yeah, there's water down there, so that's going to be fine. So I'm going to head up here and just go back and sleep, just because it'd be impossible to build this at night, just because of all the creepers and whatnot around. So hopefully I can get in bed. There we go. New version of Optifine. I should update that really. I'm too lazy. Anywho's, let's go back to our cobblestone generator, and there the baby is. So what we need to do now is we need to kind of build our repeater that's going to basically make this go up and down, up and down, up and down. So what we need to do is we need to stick a block here, so one block away, and then in front of that we need to put a redstone torch that's going to power it on. Then behind that we need to put a blob of redstone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill this up here like that. Then what we need to do is we need to put a block above that. So if we just do that, and we also need to put one above the torch like that. So what we have here is basically a torch underneath, and that's not good. There we go. So we've got a torch underneath which is powering this. The torch is going to be powering this block, and this block is going to be powering the dollop underneath that. So what we need to do now is we need to basically get a repeater and push it to this block here, and then you need to put it to the third tick, so it's going up and down, up and down. Any faster and it basically blows itself out, the circuit just stops. So what we need to do now is we need to get a lever, which I don't have, of course. I mean, why would I have a lever? It just makes no sense to have a lever. So I need to go get a lever, which I think is, yeah, I think I know how to build a lever. So we'll go in here, and I need to go into my resources, and we need a stick, and we need some cobblestone, and I believe that is how you make a lever. So I'm just going to make 5, and we should be okay. So back down we go, and out we go. Oh, I said out go. God damn you. Okay. So, head back down here, and it should still be working. There we go. Perfect. So all we need to do now is put a block there, well, a lever, and we can turn it off. Perfect. So all we need to do now is get some cobblestone, and we need to put some cobblestone above the redstone like this. We just need to fill in this area. Now, it's best not to get caught, because if you do, it's going to be difficult to get out. Like here. So I'm going to have to break that, put a block there, get out, dig that in, dig that out, and then put that in. And we're going to have to leave that to despawn. So fill that in, and then what we need to do now is we have to actually dig some holes out. So from the center block here, you dig the corners out. And basically what you're doing is you're basically bringing this down to the inner part there. Now we don't want to actually fall down this. And then we need to bring out the middle one. So what we've got is basically, we've got a block in the middle, because we don't want the lava to flow into that block, but we want the water to flow into these blocks. The reason for that is because when the lava hits the side of the blocks there, it's actually going to make cobblestone. Now, to show you this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my water down. we've got our lava there as well. So you put your water in, like so, and we're going to have to get one more water, but you can see it actually goes into them gaps. So we've just got a nice stream of water going from there to the block down there. So what we need to do is actually go get another bucket of water, and lucky for us, some water is actually quite close. So let's just jog down here and break a few legs as we go. There we go. So let's get some more water. I'm going to get 3 just in case. It'd be better than going back down if I misplace it or something like that. You know, something always goes wrong. So once we've got our water, I could have actually made another bucket. It might have been easier, but the water is pretty close, so it's not such a big deal. And what we can do now is we can just head over here and fill in our last bit of water. Now, because all this water is going in here, when we actually go to put the lava in, the lava will actually flow into these piston areas, and then it'll just turn into stone. So if we put our lava in, and just be extremely careful of this, if we watch here, you can see it actually plops in and it gives us the stone. Now what we want to do is, I want to do a little bit of decorative here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the area, and the reason we're filling in this gap is because we don't want to have any accidents of falling in the lava or anything of that sort. So we need to be careful, and definitely don't fill these in by accident. Then I'm going to get my glass, and I'm just going to put my glass on top just so we can actually see you know, what's going on here, and we can see that they're all still okay. So once you've done that, it's pretty much done. So it's entirely up to you in which method you use now to finish this off. For me personally, I think I'm going to fill in these areas here with dirt, like this. And I think I will then dig out this area here and put dirt in here as well, just to kind of give it that grassy feeling. And then what we can do is we can actually just fill in this hole here and this one, and then we're just left with a lever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these half stone slabs, and I'm actually going to put them around this area. So first I'm actually just going to take my shovel and get rid of one block around here. Now my shovel will most likely break, but I do have another one because I came somewhat prepared. Now that one's fine. So all we need to do now is fill in this area here, because it is going to be a corner point. And then we can just grab these and place them around like this. And we could just make it look a little bit cool. Now because we left the lava exposed with, and we can see with glass, it actually gives it a really nice feeling, because what we can do now, once I fill this in, is we can actually put torches on some of these corner blocks. But first we're going to have to double these up, like so. And then we can put torches on these, and that will keep monsters away for some point. And then obviously with this in the middle, it's going to light up the inner side, so no monsters can obviously spawn. And then we're going to take this and we're actually going to fill this in like so. And we actually want to fill that in, and we actually did a bit of a boo-boo there. We don't actually need this one, so we can actually get rid of that. And we can dig out this one, and that's where our lever's going to be. And we can put a trapdoor on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go build a trapdoor quite quickly. In fact, I think I've got a trapdoor inside one of the boxes. So I'll quickly grab that, and then we can see if it works. So trapdoor is there, and I'm actually just going to put in here, I'm going to put in the buckets now. I'm going to put some of the blocks away as well, because I don't really like my, actually I'll keep the dirt out. and then miscellaneous items can go in here. So the redstone stuff can go in there. I'm gonna have to organize this a little bit better. Levers can go in there, and that's fine. Okay, so back off we go, and out we go. And just before it gets dark as well, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, you can actually do anything to this you want. You can actually build this up 10 blocks. Let's have it look pretty cool. Personally, I'm going to put this in like this, just to keep it a little bit, you know, sane from what we had before. And then I'm actually going to put my trapdoor there. So when we put it on, you can see that now we have a lovely little cobble generator, and this will only go up to 10 blocks. So we'll let it go to its maximum. And this is, and basically, if you keep it on, you can actually start taking pieces out, which I'll show you, and it'll just basically respawn. And once it gets to 10, it will stop. So we'll keep just looking at the top. So there we go. So it's stopped now, and it's to its 10th. And then what we can do is we can just break one out, and it'll go back on, and it'll just generate the one block that's actually been taken out. So you could just have an infinite block here. You can break all these out like this, and you'll just have an infinite supply. Now the problem you might run into is if you keep it on, the blocks might fall into the middle. So all you do is you just turn it off, and then you dig away like so. Now what I suggest you do is, because it's too high to dig straight up, have at least, like maybe in the middle here or middle here, just have a block going up so you can actually put some ladders on, and then that way you can actually get up to the top and dig from the top down, and then you can turn it back on and it'll just basically refill them ones in, which is really, really cool. So before it gets too dark, I'm going to head back to my home, and yeah, that's basically how you build a cobblestone generator, which is very easy to make, and of course you've got an infinite amount of cobblestone. I don't believe it works with anything else. It might work with sand, I think. Obviously you can't create sand, but I know there's a method to get like unlimited sand. But that's basically what we're doing in this episode, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time.